Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video, and today, as you can see by the title, we are back here for some more ORL Nations Cup highlights, this time with round number 2 and 3 of this event, and you'll see why very shortly I decided to put these two in one. So yeah, as you can see, for the reverse grid, at Hungary, if that wasn't bad enough, it's actually raining, so yeah, chances of a clean overtake are very low, but we'll see. So yeah, getting straight into it. If you missed the first race at Baku, I recommend you go and watch that first. But we're starting P10, and if you know how the reverse grid works, then yeah, it gives it away that we finished P6 in the first race in Baku. So yeah, starting P10, not great, obviously, but we still have our championship rivals behind me, Jarno, Tomek, even Barry's behind us. So yeah, this is our chance to gain some points back on them. I believe in the team championship at this point we were around 2nd or 3rd still. Actually, no, I think I'm right. I think we were around 4th. So yeah, looking to get back into the fight. We're definitely not too far behind. It is very close, of course. So yeah, this is our chance to gain a little bit of points back. So getting straight into it for round number 2 of the ORL Nations Cup. The 5 red lights are on, and away they go. And in the heavy rain, we actually managed an okay start, to be honest. I really do not practice the wet at all. Tino ahead of us didn't get a great start. We go to the inside, being very careful, of course, in the very wet. Easy enough to get damage in the dry, never mind the wet conditions. So yeah, we find a gap of the inside, and we're into P9. Now we're going around the outside of Korpinen, I think that is, for Team Finland. He maintains the position, but he touches the Alfa Romeo there, and we manage to sneak up the inside. So that's another position up into P8. Honestly, better than what I thought it would be like in these heavy rain conditions. So yeah, that's 2 positions. Pookie goes up the inside of Haddad. They collide, but unfortunately we can't take advantage and get past any of them there. They're about to go side by side through the chicane. This isn't going to end well. We break early. Just take caution. They start pushing each other off the track, but unfortunately, with it being Hungary, we just cannot capitalize. They once again make contact. Pookie almost spins. We try and find a way through, but nothing's working. As I say there, what is this? We try and go up the inside of Haddad. He turns in. We push him a little bit wide. Nothing we could really do there. We try and go up the inside once again, and holy mother, we almost spin, and that allows Antoine to grab our inside. So yeah, as you can see, not great. Actually, not bad action considering it's heavy, wet in Hungary, but yeah, not extremely clean. We really don't want to lose this position to Antoine, so back up the inside through the final corner, get a better exit. And we have 100% battery, obviously, in the wet. You have a lot more battery to use up, so yeah, using a lot of our battery. Need to keep Antoine behind us. We go defensive, he goes to the outside, but we break fairly late, and we maintain that position. Yeah, up front we have Carton. I was thinking of his name there, not gonna lie, I forgot. Yeah, Carton for the Spanish team in the lead. Moreno in the first Baku race actually finished like 16th or something. And if you're between 16th and 20th, you start in the exact position for the next race. So yeah, unfortunate for him. But Carton is going to breeze to a victory, I think. And yeah, lap 2, so 16 laps left for us to hopefully do something. Nothing happened. We finished P8. Nothing happened. Actually, we finished P7 because of a penalty. But yeah, nothing happened. It's kind of a joke that reverse grid is bad enough as it is on his own, but the fact that they put it at the first 2 tracks, Zandvoort and Hungary, it kind of indicates that they're just doing it because they want to see 5-lap race chaos for viewers and entertainment. But I'm not going to talk too much about it. I don't want to get like banned or something for slander in the league or something. But yeah, it's kind of a mess. And yeah, the fact that it was heavy rain, that was just a bit of karma, I think, because that was the most boring race I've ever been a part of. So boring that I had to skip the entire race out, and that's why I'm including China in this as well, so, which can hopefully give us a little bit more action. So yeah, moving on to China. The pace going into this one was pretty decent. Obviously didn't do a ridiculous amount of practice with the 3 tracks that we have to do. But yeah, my personal best was a 28.0, which was not too bad. Pretty much what most drivers could do. And as you see, our banker lap at 0.6, not great. As you can see there, Barry does a 0.4 banker, which is pretty good banker. So yeah, pace was decent. Of course, this race being the short qualifying 25% race, and hopefully we can make up some more points on the teams ahead of us. So moving on to my final and fastest lap of the session. As you can see right now, we're in P9, so yeah, we need to improve by quite a bit. Oh, actually, not that much, considering how close the grid is. But anyway, yeah, coming into turn 1, hitting that inside curb. Stay fairly tight. Let the car drift out wide just a little bit before flicking back over to this right, into the left. Yeah, some good rotation through there. Stay tight to this left-hand side, sort of. Short shift through 3rd gear. And yeah, not great for sector. Honestly, you want to be doing a 0.2. We do a 0.33. Into the right-hander, 2nd gear. We get the rotation, fairly decent. A little bit of a poor exit. And so far the lap has been just a little bit scruffy here and there. Not the fastest we can do, but still a 10th up right now into the S section. Bring over to the right before breaking down to 3rd gear. Clip that curb. Short shift to 5th. Making sure not to lose the rear end. Tyres get pretty hot at this point. Put the brake bias up to 52 to help the rear into this next left-hander because it is quite unstable. We get that pretty nice. Not the fastest lap, but it's clean at least. We're getting a lap on the board. And now, coming out of the Snell section, just over 2.5 tenths up. As you can see there, Jarno to 28.1. We need a really good last sector if we want to get anywhere near that. Otherwise, you know, we could start P8 or something even lower. So, into the hairpin, down to 2nd gear, sliding the car through there. We get the rotation quite nicely. Bring it over to the right for the final corner. You really just have to send it, take as much curb as possible, which we do not do. And unfortunately, we're going to cross the line to do a 28.271, which is only enough for P6 right now, with still people to finish their laps. So, yeah. Barry goes to pole, but a terrible qualifying for us. We just bowled the lap, or it just wasn't fast enough. Little mistakes here and there. Pretty disappointing. I thought I could do consistent 0.1s and 0.0s, so to do 0.2 high, 0.2 is quite a choke, as I say there. So yeah. So Barry, my teammate on pole, then Jarno P2, Moreno P3, and then the 2 Polish boys in P4 and 5. Donoso 6th ahead of me in 7th place. And yeah, although my lap wasn't brilliant, to be 0.7 on a 0.2, yeah, that's pretty insane. Grid is very competitive. So yeah, getting straight into it then for round number 6 of the ORL Nations Cup. The 5 lights are on and they're away, and we actually get a decent start, short shifting up to 3rd off the start, of course using overtake and rich fuel. We go up the inside of Donoso. We try and hold an inside line. We don't want anyone to sneak up there. But then again, we don't want anyone to go around outside, but that's fine because Donoso is like half spun. That's blocked any threat from the outside there. And that's us up into P6. So, yeah, gaining 1 position off the start, not too bad. But we're fed up of finishing in 6th position. We need to try and start doing some more. As Caraton goes up the inside there, we had a feeling he was coming. I went semi-defensive, but I don't think we made contact there. And yeah, now in the train, obviously thinking about the strategy once again. Unlikely that we're going to be able to overtake anyone on track on pure pace because of the slipstream train. So yeah, we can go for the undercut. But as we know from Baku, it's not always the best thing to go for an undercut if the whole grid goes for the undercut as well. So yeah, learning from that, we could go for an overcut instead. But then again, you never know when the leaders are going to pit, and specifically the cars that can hold you up when they are going to pit. So yeah, we just got to go for a lap and just stick to it and pit and see what happens. So yeah, we're a bit far behind right now in this train, as you can see there. Bit of team orders from the Red Bulls. Tomek going ahead of Camille. And that was because of that little bit of a send the Caraton did up the inside. But now we're fine. We're back in DRS. We've had to use a little bit of ERS, but we're still pretty much full battery. We don't have to use any more now, unless we make a mistake or wherever. So yeah, moving on to the end of lap 2. We actually decided to make our pit stop now. So yeah, going for something different. We need to try something to get back up the field, as I always say. Better than just sitting in the train doing the same as everyone else. So yeah, we're going to come in for a pit stop. I believe not that many cars ahead of us, but unfortunately the Red Bull, the pit box is before ours, which means once Tomek comes out of his box, we get held a little bit, which is a shame, but a lot of people stayed out, and they'll probably pit next lap. They have a chance of getting held as well, so yeah. Coming out of the pit lane, making sure not to cut it, which we do, and get reported for right there. We get a penalty for that, by the way. Yeah, that's how petty some people in this league are. You probably didn't even notice me crossing the line there, unless I didn't mention it. But yeah, we got a penalty for that after the race. We'll talk about that stuff after the race. But yeah, on our lap now, as you can see, we were in the train with Tomek, and now he's 2.3 behind. So yeah, we've definitely lost a bit of time. But skipping on to the end of next lap, there's Caraton coming out the pits. We're ahead of him, and as you can see in the top left, Camille Common got held badly, so he's below. He was ahead of us. So yeah, pitting on the lap that I pit was probably the best strategy, honestly. But we got held, so we don't get that much of an advantage. Whereas Tomek has now come out in the lead from, was it 4th, I believe he was. So yeah, worked out well for him. Danny Moreno's got an extra lap, and he'll get no traffic in the pits. And as you'll see as we skip to the end of the next lap again, in the distance there, coming out the pits, is Moreno into the lead of the race. So yeah, pitting later was probably the better strategy once again. Pit stop is very crucial in this league with everyone so close. Unfortunately, we don't have ghosting like they do in the official F1 Esports Pro Series, which makes it quite random, with people getting held and whatnot. So, yeah, moving on into provisional P5 right now, on track. Nothing really happens. We just sit in the train until we reach this guy. So if you can see in the lead of that train right now, that is Steve, the guy racing for Hungary. I'm not sure what he's doing. If he has damage, or he's just, I'm not even sure, but he is causing quite a mess right now. He's just gone wide, let like 2 cars go. I'll just let this play out. Oh my God, Yana. You're trolling. You're trolling! This just sums up everything. Wow. So yeah, he cost us about a second.
Can't even drive.
I have no idea what he was doing. I assume wing damage, but I think even with wing damage you can drive faster than that. That's allowed Caraton up the inside. That also made us deploy a lot of ERS to get past, which means we have nothing left. And unfortunately, as you'll see, we have been absolutely dropped by Caraton. And now with no DRS to defend with, no ERS, old to medium tires, this is where the beginning of the end starts. So yeah, that's Camille. We don't really fight it. We could try and defend for our life here, but we just let him go. I'm kind of just done at this point. It's been another horrible event for me. Yeah, and that's the first car. We have Donoso behind, and then Dario on fresh softs. So yeah, here comes Donoso. We actually try and defend this one because he's on the same tires, and he has a penalty. But we go a bit too wide defending. He goes up the inside. That's another position. We're going to get him anyway, so I don't really care about that one. Then we have Dario on fresh softs. And of course, it doesn't take him any time at all to get through. Next up is Tino on fresh softs. He sends one around the outside. And with them fresh tires, that was inevitable. Next up is Floris. Wow. He decides to send it there. Interesting, but he was always going to get through on fresh softs as well. I've just now been passed by Floris, as I say there. And yeah, it did not end there. There goes Ate Kopinen on the fresh softs, and we are now in 12th. And you think it can't get any worse. Well, now we have Bents all over us trying to go for a move. And as you can see, they were actually trying to defend this one. He has a lot more ERS, I think. but we hold it. We hold the inside. He's going to stick around the outside. We managed to keep the position just about. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Skipping all the way to the end. Danny Moreno wins the race. I believe it was Tomek P2, Jarno P3. But there are lots of penalties to be applied from this race. Yeah. Championship standings after that event, as you can see, look how close it is. In first is Netherlands, 118, 1 point to Hungary in P2, another point to Spain in P3, and then us only 1 point behind as well in P4. That is crazy. We also have Italy 2 points behind us, and I think it was Poland on 108 as well. So that is absolutely crazy how close it is. I still feel like I haven't had a good event yet. No real good results. Luckily for us, we have Barry on the team as well. But yeah, we definitely have a lot to improve on. And in these coming events, I believe there are 4 more events, so 6 in total, where we can try and do better than we have been doing now. Anyway, so yeah, that's it for today, boys. Thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.